Hello, everyone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. If you could please sign in on the Google form that is in the GoToMeeting chat, we will get started in just a few minutes. Hello, everybody. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. If everybody could please sign in. The sign-in form is linked on the presentation and also in the chat. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the South Central Texas Regional Water Planning Group, or Region L, public hearing for the 2021 Initially Prepared Plan. Thank you for your interest and participation. I would also like to thank the members of Region L for their commitment to completing this plan to provide water for our region. Region L is holding this meeting in compliance with the guidance provided by the Texas Water Development Board. Due to the COVID-19 crisis, the board has requested that all public hearings be held virtually, and we thank you for your patience with this adjustment. The entire meeting will be recorded, and the recording will be available on the Region L website after each public hearing. The website address is regionltexas.org. It is also shown on the presentation. I'd like to ask that we please maintain decorum throughout this meeting as you would at any Region L meeting. Please be sure to sign in on the Google form provided. The link to the form is located in the chat box of this meeting and also on the front page of this presentation. On the sign-in sheet, you can indicate that you wish to make a formal verbal comment during the public hearing segment of this meeting. These verbal comments will be recorded and will be responded to in the final regional water plan. You will be able to sign up to speak at any time during this meeting. If you are attending via phone, please go to the Region L website at regionltexas.org to get the link for signing in as an attendee and to indicate that you would like to make a formal verbal comment. You will also find the presentation there to follow along. There's going to be two segments to this meeting. The first segment is this introduction and the presentation of the IPP. After a short break, the second segment of the meeting will be the public hearing segment. Everyone who has signed up to speak will be asked, in the order in which they have signed in, to make their comments for the record. The comments and how they are addressed will be included in the documentation of the public hearings in the final 2021 plan. Everyone will be muted as they entered the meeting and will be unmuted when it is your turn to speak. If you have any questions or need help, please contact us via the chat button. The presentation is available online at the Region L website if you would like to follow along that way. The website is regionltexas.org. And now we're going to start the presentation. Lauren Gonzalez is our Region L consultant, and she will be presenting on the IPP.
Hello. Thank you, Caitlin. Again, here are some screenshots of where you can find the various buttons for the GoToMeeting. The chat is up here to the right, mute button, and camera if you choose that option. Thanks for joining us today. This is the second of 3 public hearings to present the Initially Prepared Plan, or IPP, to the public. As Caitlin mentioned, the members of the public will also have the opportunity to provide written and verbal comments on the IPP. The following presentation provides major highlights of the 2021 South Central Texas Region Initially Prepared Plan. Region L is one of 16 regions delineated by the Texas Water Development Board, or TWDB. The regions typically follow political boundaries, river basins, or other geopolitical boundaries. The plan is administered by a government entity, and in this case for Region L, it is the San Antonio River Authority. This is a zoomed-in view of the South Central Texas Planning Region, or Region L. It consists of 20 whole counties and 1 partial county, which is Hays County to the north. The region consists of Uvalde, Zavala, and Dimmitt counties along the western boundary and extends eastward to the coast of Texas in Refugio and Calhoun counties. It includes major cities along the I-35 corridor like San Antonio, New Braunfels, and San Marcos. The South Central Texas Regional Water Planning Group has 31 voting members and 1 vacant seat for small business. The members represent a variety of interests such as the public, counties, municipalities, the environment, agriculture, water district, and others. Planning cycles are on a 5-year schedule, and each plan projects out for a 50-year planning horizon. The first plan was completed in 2001 and then subsequently updated in 2006, 2011, and in 2016. The efforts to prepare this 2021 Regional Water Plan began in late 2016 and have continued to date. The IPP was adopted by the South Central Texas Regional Water Planning Group on February 20th, 2020. And we are now in the public comment period where we're accepting public we're accepting comments from members of the public and from federal and state agencies and other stakeholders. Once the comments are received, they'll be addressed and incorporated into the final regional water plan, which will be submitted to the Texas Water Development Board by October 14th, 2020. Public participation is an integral component of the regional water planning process. As such, Region L has had quarterly meetings that comply with the Open Meetings Act. The quarterly meetings are open to the public and comments are accepted at the beginning and end of the meetings. All meeting notices, agendas, and meeting materials are posted on the Regional website prior to and/or after the meetings. The web address for the Regional website is regionltexas.org. Meeting minutes and audio recordings are also posted on the Regional website. And once the IPP for the Regional Water Plan is submitted to the Texas Water Development Board, the Regional Water Planning Group holds a public hearing to present the IPP and solicit public comments. And that's what this particular meeting is. Regional has chosen to have 3 public hearings on the IPP. This hearing is the second of 3. Typically, these hearings are held in 3 locations throughout the region. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the hearings are being held virtually. As mentioned, the regional water planning process starts with public participation. Then population projections are developed to project future water demands for the region. This includes municipal demands as well as irrigation, manufacturing, mining, livestock, and steam electric power. We then identify water supplies and their sources, and then compare them to identify the surpluses or needs for the region. Once we compare them, if there are needs, we then identify water management strategies to meet those needs. And we evaluate those water management strategies on the basis of quantity of water, reliability, financial costs, and environmental impacts. The Regional Water Planning Group then recommends water management strategies to meet those needs. For the 2021 Regional Water Plan, the Texas Water Development Board developed population projections by integrating information from the 2010 census and reported water uses from around the state. The projections are provided by decade from 2020 through 2050 for this Regional Water Plan, for the 2021 Regional Water Plan. The 2020 census data, which is the census that's currently being collected now, will be incorporated into the next cycle of planning, which is the 2026 Regional Water Plan. For Region L, the population is expected to grow by 73% between now and 2070, with a region total of 5.2 million people. This figure shows the population centers within Region L. As you can see, the majority of the population is centered along the I-35 corridor, with major cities such as San Antonio, New Braunfels, San Marcos, Schertz, and Victoria. The population of South Central Texas is projected to increase from 3 million people in 2020 to 5.2 million people in 2070. The numbers shown in this figure over each bar indicate the percent growth over the previous decade. So from 2020 to 2030, we can expect a 16% growth within the Region L region. This figure shows the county breakdown of the population projections in 2020 and in 2070. In 2020, we have bars shown in this light blue color, and for the 2070 population projections, we have the population projections shown in the dark gray color. By 2070, approximately 59% of the South Central Texas region's total population is projected to reside in Bexar County. And as you can see in this figure, we had to split the graph's y-axis to show the significant population in Bexar County. In addition to Bexar County, the counties of Comal, Guadalupe, and Hays County represent the largest anticipated population growth between 2020 and 2070. The counties with the smallest projected population growth between 2020 and 2070 include Karnes and Refugio counties with increases of 512 and 526 people, respectively. As mentioned previously, the population projections are used to estimate water demands along with other water use information. This figure shows the water demand estimates for 6 use categories of irrigation, livestock, manufacturing, mining, municipal, and steam electric power. These water demands are measured in acre-feet per year. And as you can see, the municipal water demands in green here are expected to increase by 60% during the planning period. This is another way of showing the same water demand information between 2020 and 2070. These donut charts show essentially the proportion of water use among the different categories. As you can see, the manufacturing and mining categories are expected to grow slightly in water use and water demands, with municipal growing by 60%. While steam electric, livestock, and mining irrigation, steam electric, livestock, and mining water demands will be relatively constant. This figure shows the county breakdown of the water demand projections in 2020 in light blue and in 2070 in gray. Again, we had to split the graph's y-axis to show the significant water demands in Bexar County. Counties with the greatest percent increase in demands, which is the greatest difference between 2020 and 2070, are Hays County, Kendall County, and Comal County, with percent increases of 123%, 110%, and 102%, respectively. The next component of the regional water planning process is to identify sources of water supplies. In Region L, we have sources of water that include surface water, groundwater, and reuse or recycle water. In terms of surface water, we have run-of-river water rights, Canyon Reservoir, Calaveras Lake, Lake Braunig, and Coloto Creek Reservoir. For groundwater, we have the Edwards Aquifer, Carrizo-Wilcox Aquifer, Trinity Aquifer, Gulf Coast Aquifer, and others. And here's some figures that show the major river basins within Region L. As you can see, there are several river basins located within Region L. The primary ones are the Guadalupe River Basin, the San Antonio River Basin, and the Nueces River Basin. This figure shows the major aquifers located within Region L, and it includes several crucially important aquifers, such as the Edwards Aquifer in pink, the Carrizo-Wilcox Aquifer in dark blue, and the Gulf Coast Aquifer in light blue. So again, this planning process, it takes the population and the water demands and takes the supplies, and then we compare those to identify water surpluses or water needs or shortages. Based on those needs, we then identify the water management strategies to meet those needs, evaluate them, and then recommend them. So this figure shows the regional total supplies in blue and the demands. And so it's a simple calculation to subtract the demands from the supplies to understand what the needs are. So we have an increase in needs from 207,000 acre feet in 2020 to 400,000 acre feet per year in 2070. The next step in the planning process is to identify water management strategies to meet these needs. Again, these water management strategies were evaluated on the basis of quantity of water, reliability, costs, and the environmental impacts. This shows a summary of the water management strategies and the categories of use of categories of those water management strategies. So the 2021 initially prepared plan includes approximately 900,000 acre feet per year in water management strategies shared among these categories of use, which I'll go into greater detail in the following slides. As you can see, nearly half of the water management strategies that are recommended in the 2021 IPP are for conservation, reuse, or reallocation of existing sources. For conservation, those water management strategies include drought management and the advanced municipal conservation water management strategy. We also have a reuse water management strategy. And we have, for the reallocation of existing sources, we have water management strategies such as the Edwards transfers, local groundwater conversions, and facilities expansion water management strategies. This is a figure that shows the volumes associated with each of those water management strategies. And again, more information on this can be found in the 2021 IPP, which is on the regionltexas.org website. It's also available for viewing on the Texas Water Development Board's website. So for fresh groundwater, these are the volumes associated with each of the water management strategies in this particular category that have been recommended in the 2021 regional IPP. The largest volume associated with the water management strategy in the fresh groundwater category is the ARWA GBRA project phase 1 of 30,000 acre feet per year. All of these volumes are shown for the 2070 decade. For brackish groundwater, we have these water management strategies and their volumes. The SAWS Expanded Brackish project has the largest expected supply of 70,160 acre feet per year. For surface water, we have the CRWA Siesta project, the City of Victoria Groundwater Surface Water Exchange project, GBRA Victoria County Steam Electric project, and the GBRA Lower Basin New Appropriation project. In terms of new reservoirs and aquifer storage and recovery water management strategies, we have the City of Victoria ASR project, the NBU ASR project, and the GBRA Lower Basin Storage project. So the next steps in this regional water planning process are to continue holding these IPP public hearings. Our next hearing will be the same presentation, but we'll provide another opportunity for written and public comment. That next hearing is scheduled for May 28th, so next Thursday. So once we hold the IPP public hearings, and we will then meet, and the Regional Water Planning Group will consider and address all comments received by July 30th. And then the RWPG will adopt the final plan, which incorporates all of those comments on September 3rd. And then the RWPG will then submit the regional water plan, the final regional water plan, to the Texas Water Development Board by October 14th of 2020, this year. Again, written public comments are accepted until July 20th, 2020. And with that, I will turn it back over to Caitlin.
Thank you so much, Lauren. If you have not signed up to speak, or if you're not signed in already, the link to sign in is right here on the presentation and is also in the chat. If you have not signed in yet, please do so. We're going to take a 5-minute break before the verbal comment. And if you would like to submit a written comment, you can send it to me at cheller@sarah-texas.org or through mail to the San Antonio River Authority at 100 East Gunther Street, San Antonio, Texas 78204. That is also on the presentation screen. We're going to go ahead and take that 5-minute break. Again, if you've not signed in yet, please sign in on the form that is linked on the presentation or in the chat box. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all in 5 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for taking that short break with us. We have not received any signups to speak or give a verbal comment during this meeting, so we're going to go ahead and close the hearing. I'm going to remind you all that the comments have all been recorded, and if you wish to make a written comment, you can send it to cheller@sarah-texas.org or in physical copy to me at the San Antonio River Authority, 100 East Gunther Street, San Antonio, Texas 78204. Written comments must be received by July 20th, 2020 to be included in the plan. One more time, written comments must be received by July 20th, 2020 to be included in the plan. All comments will be addressed in the final version of the Region L 2021 Regional Water Plan as part of the documentation of the public hearings. Thank you for your participation, and we will be having one more public hearing on May 28th. If you have not signed in yet, please sign in on the sign-in form, which is in the chat right now, or also on the Region L website at regionltexas.org. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.